1971, two boys in northern England found something strange buried in their backyard. Two small stone heads. Within days, strange phenomena began. Objects moved, creatures were seen, and those who touched the heads were never quite the same. This is the true story of the Hexham Heads. In the quiet town of Hexham, 11-year-old Colin Robson and his younger brother were digging in their garden when they unearthed two odd-shaped stone heads, about the size of tennis balls. The heads had crude faces, one smiling, the other grimacing. Their parents thought it was a harmless find. They placed the heads on the windowsill. That night, the nightmare began. Soon after, the Robsons reported poltergeist activity, glass shattering with no cause, doors slamming, furniture dragging across the floor at night. One of the daughters claimed she felt something breathing in her room. Then, the creature appeared. One evening, the family saw a half-man, half-wolf figure with glowing eyes lurking in the hallway. The children screamed. The creature vanished, but claw marks were later found on the furniture. The Robsons were terrified. They handed the heads to a local historian and archaeologist named Dr. Anne Ross. She took them home to study. Within days, she began to experience the same disturbing activity. She claimed to see a large, shadowy beast in her home. It moved silently but smelled foul, like decaying animal hair. What chilled her most? Her daughter saw it too, and neither of them knew the other had. Dr. Ross began researching the heads. They were carved from sandstone, likely ancient. Some theorized they were Celtic in origin, possibly talismans used in rituals. In Celtic lore, the head was sacred, believed to hold the soul. But if they were ritual objects, what kind of ritual were they part of? Protection or summoning? Others claimed the heads were simply modern fakes, made in the 20th century. But that doesn't explain what multiple families experienced, or why, even after the heads were removed, the haunting continued. Eventually, the heads were sent to a museum for testing. Then, they disappeared. Some say they were misplaced in storage. Others whisper they were intentionally hidden or destroyed. No museum has officially claimed them since. But according to urban legend, a private collector still owns them and has sealed them in a lead-lined box. Every so often, someone claims they've seen one of the heads, usually followed by a string of misfortunes. So what were the Hexham Heads? Cursed relics, ancient protective charms, or something worse, a gateway to something dark? Whether ancient artifact or modern hoax, one thing is clear: everyone who encountered them felt their lives change, and not for the better. So the next time you find something buried in the dirt, ask yourself, is it treasure or a warning left behind for a reason? On Christmas Eve, 1945, a house in West Virginia burned to the ground. Inside were 10 people, but only 5 bodies were found. The other 5 children vanished. No remains, no answers. This is the chilling, true story of the Sodder Children Disappearance. George and Jenny Sodder lived in Fayetteville, West Virginia, with their 10 children. They were well-liked, hard-working, and known in town. George, an Italian immigrant, was outspoken about politics, especially Mussolini. Some say that made enemies. On December 24, 1945, the family celebrated Christmas. Around midnight, a fire broke out. George, Jenny, and 4 of the children escaped. But 5 of the kids, Maurice, 14, Martha, 12, Louis, 10, Jenny, 8, and Betty, 5, were trapped inside. Or so everyone thought. The fire department didn't respond until morning. When the ashes cooled, there were no bones, no remains, not even enough debris for 5 bodies. Experts said bones should have remained. But the weirdness didn't stop there. The phone line had been cut, not burned. The ladder George always kept outside was missing. A passing driver said he saw people throwing balls of fire at the roof. Jenny later tested animal bones in a fire pit and found they always left remains. But her children had vanished without a trace. Then came the sightings. A woman claimed she saw the children peering from a passing car that night. A waitress in Charleston said she served them breakfast the next morning with a man who wouldn't let them speak. Years later, George saw a photo of school children in New York. One girl looked just like his missing daughter. Another witness said the children were taken to Italy by force. Was this political retaliation? A kidnapping? And in 1968, a photo arrived in the mail. No return address. On the back it said, Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie. Illegal boys, a 90132. The man in the photo looked just like an older Louis. George and Jenny never gave up. They put up a billboard along Route 16, offering a reward and asking for leads. It stayed up for 40 years. They hired private detectives, psychics, investigators. Nothing was ever confirmed. George died in 1969, Jenny in 1989. The remaining Sodder children kept investigating until their own deaths. So what happened to the Sodder children? Did they die in the fire? Or were they taken and silenced? And if so, why? No official records were ever found. No death certificates. No graves. Just ash and questions.